nicely.
2020.
Give me a seat.
So you're 2020.
Give me a hat.
This is your work.
Give me your hat. I'm not gonna ask again.
Well, I already took it off.
Give it here.
Man.
Listen up. These are the pigments. That's what we were working yesterday. And to give you a hint what I'm expecting for you in this answer, why this is important, think about this, okay? Listen up. You have your fruits there. You have your famous leaf there. You have the flower. And we have the sun, okay? You guys, listen up. You guys told me yesterday that, or at least you convinced me, that the energy of the sun is taken by what? Which structure? The leaf. Okay? And yesterday we were using spinach, and we were just collecting different colors from there, right? These are the pigments. This is what we were doing yesterday. Now the question that I ask you is, if this is in the leaf, and the leaf is where photosynthesis occurs, why these pigments are important? Tell me in your own words.
Food.
Put it there.
Wait.
Oh, I don't have I give a pencil to someone and say, take it from me. No pencil today. It's here. She have a pencil.
No, I got that here. So you take that, pull it off. You get ready to get out of here. That's what's going to end up happening.
Sir.
Mr. C, you hear me, and I'm not going to say it again.
See. Thank you.
See. See.
There are four. Mr. C, we will talk about this. In this moment, we're talking about photosynthesis.
That's what you said, yeah.
Mr. Mark, I will help you out with this one. We were doing the experiment yesterday, right? So here it is. Here are your pigments. Now, this is, I'm giving you now the hints here. I give you the first one to explain in your own words why these pigments that are in the leaf are important. Come on.
The yellow
Same
is
to you might not. These are the pigments.
hell no.
Is that your...
Tell me why this is important.
I pick up the do not.
I will give 2 minutes to the people that are still working with this two now. Okay?
We need a dip or that little pepper.
We need this.
Gentlemen,
So yesterday we were separating the pigments in the coffee filter, right? And you have this smear in the bottom. You have a very tiny line that is paint there that is together close to this one, okay? And what was the top one, the top color there?
Yellow.
Yellow. That was more higher, right? So the questions, listen up. We're going to do we're going to measure the RF, the distance that these pigments travel through this, okay? This is how we're going to do it. I will provide you a ruler, and I want the rulers back with me because it's not mine, it's Miss Hill. And of course, so some of them they are broken, don't break the ones that are already done because then we don't have materials. So this is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do first, going to measure in what? In inches or centimeters? What we're going to do?
Centimeter.
Centimeters, because we're in science classroom, right? So we're going to take now, let's put it this more nicely here. We're going to measure the point of origin. What is the distance of this point of origin? You're going to measure this, and you're going to determine probably, let's put in a approximation here. This is gonna be 1.0 centimeters. Okay, that's your point of origin. But then, I told you yesterday before you leave there that write this a little coffee filter paper, right? To mark where these pigments are because sometimes they disappear. When you put it in the paper in the notebook, they will go there, right? So I told you to mark. That was the reason. Now, if you have the first one, you will say there is the smear here, and in top really faint, there is the other pigment there. So here we have chlorophyll, and let me see the information here. This is chlorophyll B, this is chlorophyll A, and this is the yellow one is which name? The xanthophylls. Okay, do we have carotenes? No, so we don't have to put carotenes there. You see this table here that we have here? You are supposed to do this experiment 3 times, but because we don't have time here, we just did it once. Okay, so leave 2 and leave 3, you're going to touch it there. Just remove it there. Come on, you can do this. In the meantime, I will be passing around because I want to collect these 2 now. Who collected 2 now?
I got it.
Let's see. Let me do that again.
What was that?
I'll do the paper stuff again.
We don't have time to do this
I
paper.
can do it good. The what's the name? The little.
What happens with your paper filter yesterday?
What's the name? He took it out, then he put it in. I told him we still need it. He said we don't, so he.
Wait a second, Mr. C. What was the first thing that I asked you at the beginning of the experiment about this coffee filter? What I told you not to do?
Not to ruin it or.
To throw it away? What else I told you not to do?
He. What's the name?
Not to rip them and don't put it again in the ethanol solution. Because if you do that, what will happen? You mess up the experiment.
Man, he was the dude. What's the name? He the one who did that.
I know, but there were 3 people in your table, and I assume that someone will be the leader in that group.
I told him we still need it, but he said no, we don't. Then he put it in.
Well,
I wasn't even with a group yesterday because I came in class with you.
you arrived very late when we were almost finishing the experiment.
Let's see. Let me do it.
I will work with you 3 guys, but you have to then give me that report before the hour day. You have to be responsible with your work. And especially when I told you at the beginning of the classroom, be careful with your results. And you could not say that. I don't say it because I say it several times. I almost lost my voice yesterday telling you this. So if you're not responsible with your work, then who's the problem? Is mine? No. The last thing that I need to hear is that because I am providing you all the equipment here, all the materials for you to do the experiment. But you have to be responsible by your own. And I don't want to hear complaining. I don't want to hear that there is people pissed off with this because I told you since the beginning. And I told you, you mess up the experiment, that will be a 0. I will work with you guys today. But next time, I will think about it, whether we will do experiments, because if you're not responsible, this is coming from my pocket, I don't have money. Nobody's paying me here. I told you this over and over again. So you have to be responsible with the material because I will not spend money that I don't have to do it probably to use it with my daughter, to use it with you, and you are not taking care of this. So it's your choice. Now, they want to do the experiment in this moment. You will have a ruler in here, and you're going to be working in these results now. So what I want you to do, I already told you which step, different pigments there. You will have the ruler and you will measure in centimeters. You will have already your point of origin. And then you will go from this point of origin to this one, or from here, from the beginning. No, from here to here. What was the distance that traveled? And you're going to put, if this was from 1.0, this is going to be probably 1.4. This is 1.4. This distance there. That means that mine is 0.4 centimeters. Okay? Then this one will be 1.5. And probably this one is going to be 2.5. Okay? This is an example. So Mr. C and Miss Nelly, you two will use these numbers then for calculate this. You were not here yesterday. You will use this number too, and Mr. Dwayne too. This is 1.0 here, because we're going to make calculations today. So, you see in here that there is a formula there, that is the RF. This is the number that will determine how far these pigments travel in the coffee paper. And this number, you might need it. And the visual that you have there with that paper to explain question number 4. Because they were asking you what happened with the speed with one of the pigments there. You should be able to address this. What?
What's number 2?
Number 2, if you have to do that experiments again, what other things you will do? This is your testable problem, constant variable, what other things you will do to make a difference. For example, one thing is we have a spinach leaf, right? You could do this experiment with other type of leaf. In this moment, there is a lot of colors there. But just take one that really works. This is one example that you could do. Okay? Now, you will have 10 minutes to calculate this. If you need questions or you need help, I will go around. But if I am working with someone already, don't get mad, because I have another 20 students that I have to take care of them. Okay? So find your partner. Where's your partner? You have your filter? Use this. Okay? Miss Nelly, use this. Where is the filter paper? This is your, my dear Lord, I told you since Monday, we're going to do experiment this week, right? If you knew that you will not come during the day, and we're going to have another experiment today, if you help me out here, you're going to lose some work because there are some reports, so that means that these people are being responsible. Use this data and calculate this. Don't get out of the classroom. Tomorrow we have another experiment, and this one is going to be cool. But if you just come here, you cannot answer this.
You know this one gonna be cool, isn't it?
I didn't say this one is going to be cool. Who have rulers here?
I don't have a ruler.
We don't have
Miss Nicole, do you have your filter?
How am I supposed to do it?
Well, I don't have more rulers. We have to share here. I have a partner either. But you have your data. That's important. Let me see.
This is going
So,
by millimeters.
you have here, the yellow will be probably in this
I look
position.
out fine now.
Okay, because I see that some of the,
I told you one there.
so this is the dark green here,
No.
and this is the olive green. This here. Okay.
I said, I know they're going to go back to the
You need to calculate.
You said there was.
You have the ruler, come on.
You said there wasn't.
This is going by millimeters.
Okay.
Yeah, Will's headed to McDonald's.
So here is your yellow color is here. This is the dark green here.
Huh? Soccer.
And then you said.
Soccer or
Calculate and
I'll say next year.
please. Okay. So, same thing is here. This is gonna be 1.3.
Yeah, it's not racist. I mean, it might rain all the time, that might not